Alright guys, a 1-card infinite negates, and I'm not even kidding when I say there is actually infinite negates that you can pull off with literally one of these 12 cards. So it's not just like, oh, it's like a one-of card. No, it's actually going to be 12 cards that you're going to have in your deck that can open up this combo. Plus, you have searchability with the Ancient and Ascended. This is going to go ahead and let you stop your opponent from targeting any of your monsters to disrupt your combos. Plus, you're going to happen to have the Called by the Grave that will also stop your opponent. So basically, you're playing 6, or maybe even considering this card, 7 negates that your opponent might have to stop you. This combo is actually super easy to pull off. Ultra consistent here, because all it really needs to do is go right into Ib, and then we're going to actually utilize this card. This is what makes this so broken. So Morg the Bird of Kings actually allows you on the end phase to summon the Mist Valley card. But we also have the Union Carrier that allows this combo to be pulled off. So you're going to go ahead and equip the Mist Valley Thunderbird, which this card is trash, alright? Let's be honest here. Until you use it with this broken combo. So, what you're going to do is during the end phase, the Samora Bird King, the Link monster, lets you go ahead and bring out the Mist Valley Apex Avian. Apex Avian, a lot of you guys probably seen this in Pendulum variants where you're able to go ahead and negate something by bouncing itself back, then you just re-Pendulum summon it. But this is the thing. When you go ahead and actually have this as an equip, it still counts as a Mist Valley card. So what you're able to do is activate this card's effect, bounce this card back, and Mist Valley Thunderbird has this effect where when this card is face up on the field and it returns to the hand, you get to just special summon it. So you could go ahead and special summon it, and then if your opponent does something again, you can just bounce it back, and then it resummons itself. That's infinite negates. It's actually a super broken mechanic, and we'll go and check out some more replays here. You can try to see what the opponent tries to do, and there are times where your opponent will happen to have a answer, and you'll see this in the duel here. But nonetheless, it actually is multiple monsters. So like I mentioned before, it's 12 cards in the deck, but it's any one of these will allow you to pull off this combo, and you basically just win the game. I mean, there might be, okay, well, let's be honest, if they happen to draw Exodia, then maybe they win. But pretty much, I would say it's safe to say that you really can't do too much for the most part. Unless, of course, you're attributing your opponent's monsters as a cost. Your opponent will just negate every single thing that you do. So, yeah, good luck with that. And look at this. We have double Ancient and Ascended over here. And that's going to go ahead and make it so during either player's turn, whenever they activate a card or effect that targets a monster you control, you can discard this card, negate the activation, and just go ahead and not have your card get wrecked by Veiler and permanents. And obviously, we have this for Ash Blossom and stuff. And then he just says, you know what? I guess you know what? I heard about this combo before, but it was actually executed in a completely different way. And I like this combo better because, you know, it's a 1-card versus the other one. It required a little bit more, and I was like, it's kind of cheesy, but is it actually that good? I think so now. Now, with this build over here, courtesy of my boy Lipper Rock, you know, shouts to him, man, because he's the one that figured out the 1-card build variant where, again, all you really need to do is make Ib the World Chalice, and then you instantly just go right into the combo. You go into the, now it's called the Crystron card, but I'm still calling it Needle Fiber in my video. But nonetheless, yeah, it's a pretty OP combo, and there isn't really anything that your opponent can do to stop it once it goes off. Obviously, yeah, hand traps can stop it, but we've got a lot of access to more, I guess, anti-hand traps, if that makes sense. We've got multiple copies of Ancient Ascended, multiple copies of Called by the Grave, and then this card searches out this. So we have 9, I guess, anti-hand traps for our deck, and most people are doing triple Ash Blossom, maybe a Veiler, and then triple Impermanence. I mean, I feel like every deck's got to max out on like those now. Otherwise, you just get absolutely destroyed. But yeah, once again, go ahead and Union Carrier. You go and select this, and I'll try to kind of talk a little bit more about the combo, but basically it comes down to Needle Fiber, get a bunch of monsters out. Sorry, you just cycle through your hand, get rid of the cards maybe that you don't need, because at that point, they more than likely have activated the effect. Now, once again, Apex Avian is going to be activated. You can alternatively make something, you don't have to make the specific card, well, you have to make this. This card is optional, but this card is also indestructible. So, like, in addition to being able to have infinite negates, you have an Avermax that is indestructible by opponent's effects, and this card already basically protects itself for the most part anyways. And then on top of that, you have some more Bird of Kings. Not that it really matters too much, but it has this other effect where is it? If this card would be destroyed by battle, you can destroy another Samora card you control instead. Not that that's really relevant, but it's mostly just due to being able to special summon that Winged Beast monster in your hand or deck. Now, if you happen to draw the Mist Valley, since you do happen to play one of, you can actually Sorry Yugioh that card. And this guy over here, he's choosing to. I see the Cyber sign, and that already means, well, he's going to go ahead and try to make things where you're not going to be able to play. So I don't even feel bad, but I feel like this is just like how Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved into. You best negate everything that your opponent does, otherwise they're going to do the same thing to you. And look at this guy, he still has that Forbidden Chalice, and watch what happens with it. I mean, he'll try, man. Alright, so anyways, once again, going through the combo, Sorry Yugioh, go ahead and cycle through a bunch of cards, and then go ahead and summon the Rescue Ferret, and then put that back. Go ahead and go for Steam the Cloak, Glow Up Bulb, and Cool Bolt Hedgehog. You can actually pull off this combo without the Rescue Ferret. It's a little bit more complex, and I'll show some of the other things that this guy was actually working on, because I actually do know from the previous combo that I did know about that pulled this off, but this is way more consistent. I mean, you literally can just summon and equip this from the deck. The other one required you to summon this card in addition to end phase this. I mean, at the end of the day, all you need to do is have Union Carrier activate its effect on literally any monster. It doesn't have to be Smorg, although this is the target here, because Smorg's going to bring you out this, and then these are irrelevant. You get these for free. He's going to go ahead and Union Carrier on this card for I don't know what reason over here. Big boy plays Kappa, but nonetheless, that is indeed going to be GG's for him over there. But also where it says, where is it? Your opponent cannot target this card or Wing Beast monster this card points to with card effects. So they can't even get rid of this. This is why it's so OP, dude. It's just unfair. Like, it really is. You saw that he had the Chalice and he wanted, I think his thought process was, yo, I'll stop it. This guy happens to open up with Ash Blossom, but this deck does happen to have a lot of anti-hand traps too, like I mentioned before. Although in this instance, we also have Ferret in hand, so that is how we're going to go ahead and play it. And I'll give you guys a deck profile in case you guys go ahead and want to make people extra salty, because I'm sure if someone saw this, like for the first time, I mean, you saw like 2 people here, they instantly quit. I don't know if this is a popular thing. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a couple days. But I could see so many people messing around with this deck now because, again, it's ultra consistent. There's literally 12 cards in the deck that allow you to do that. It's literally Aviraptor or Fossil Dig or the Draconet or the Synapse Mining. Like, again, that's 12 cards at your disposal, and all you need to do is open up with one of them. Heck, I was even thinking just throw triple copies of Magical Mallet in here. I mean, at that point you have, I would say, very, very high consistency, and then basically you guys have probably seen how the deck plays out over here. He's going to go Lone Fire, that's going to go ahead and get stopped, and he's going to go ahead and Chain Masquerena over here. Going to the Avermax, and he's going to go ahead and be immune. He's going to activate that. Nope, bouncing that card back. All right, and then, you know, he's just like, dude, okay, I'm done. And I'm done with this game, Kappa, after seeing that. All right. So onwards with the deck profile. Like I said, 12 cards, and all you need to do is open up any one of this card. And that's why I also made the thumbnail like the backwards Yu-Gi-Oh card, because I know it's definitely spicy clickbait when you put like one card OTK or FTK or Infinite Negates. When I heard Infinite Negates in my email, I'm like, all right, it's something, it's got to be super inconsistent. No, man, this is a super consistent Infinite Negate deck, and it's good. And one card that I didn't get to mention here is the Magical Mid-Breaker Field. So this is a field spell that says, activate this card at the start of your main phase 1 or 2. During each player's main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. Also, neither player can target monsters their opponent controls. You cannot activate or set field spells. And obviously, it doesn't really affect you. You just slam this down, and then you'd be like, alright, you want to try to target my monsters? I'm sorry, Matt. You can't, and then you just negate everything they do. It's a super scumbag card, man. Anyways, onwards with the deck profile. So first off, we got 1 copy of Galaxy Serpent, 1 copy of Flammable Guard, 1 copy of I Negate Everything, and then 3 copies of Aviraptor, 1 copy of the Rescue Ferret, 3 copies of the Mathematician. Technically, this could also allow you to go into the Wait, hold on. You know what? I just noticed. Okay, you know what? Scrap that, guys. I said it was 12 cards. I actually lied. It's 15 cards. That is ridiculous, dude. I didn't even, I literally, this is the first time looking at the deck profile, because I screened the deck to make sure, like, okay, yeah, it's super consistent. So never mind, we have 15 cards in this deck that actually allow us to pull off a 1-card combo, because all you need to do is just go ahead and throw in Harmon at the end of the day. Wow, that's super, super OP, and then you can just go off from there. All right. And obviously it depends what you have in your hand. You could probably do actually more things. Okay, I don't want to try to make this a half-hour video. Anyways, 3 copies of Dragonet, 3 copies of Mathematician, Mist Valley Thunderbird, 1 copy of Steam the Cloak, 2 copies of Carbon Dawn, 1 copy of Quillbolt, 1 copy of Yoko Tuner, and then we have 2 copies of World Chalice Guard Dragon. 1 copy of Glow Bulb, 1 copy of the Brotar, 3 copies of Negate Impermanence and your Veiler, and maybe some other obscure card. And then 3 copies of Fossil Dig, 3 copies of Silent Mining, 3 copies of Preparation, which searches out this, and then 3 copies of the Designator. So again, you basically have 9 anti-hand traps, essentially. And then we have the Dueling Book Replay, and of course, Magical Mid-Breaker Field. For the extra deck, we got the Ib, we got Mech Knight, the Evermax, we got Boral Sword, Sorry Yugioh, 1 copy of the Access Kotaku, 1 Apollosa. This could be maybe used if you really want to, like, set up the board to the point where if your opponent maybe has Nibiru, you just go for this, bait him out with it. And then also we have some more, obviously that's required. You got Unicorn, Phoenix, the Needle Fiber. This card is OP. There was even an OP combo, if you guys haven't seen it, in Buster Blader. It's the Whelp Dragon. It's actually super OP. It just locks your opponent out of, like, basically playing the game too. But this build is way better though. But I'll still, like, you know, shout out Buster Blader because it's a cool card. And then we got the Masquerena, and then we have Pisty, and then Elpie, and then Linkaribo. So for the side deck over here, this is the original version of the deck that I did see on, I don't know, was it Twitter or something? I just remember seeing, like, this combo, and I was like, oh, it was, like, really complex, to be honest. I'm like, I don't know. I thought about making a vid on it, and you know, honestly, I just started playing other games, and I'm like, okay, I'll record it later. And then this one came out by my boy Lipper Rock, and it's way better. But anyways, these were cards I'm guessing he was testing out before. I mean, you know, I see this card and I already know that if you made this combo plus got out the Dragon of Red Eyes, which is like, dude, that card is so OP. I mean, if you could follow that up with that, I mean, you're pretty much good to go. But I mean, why even bother with a card that can negate once when you can infinitely negate? Now, alternatively, what you would have to do is go ahead and actually attack into this card. But at that point, I feel like you wouldn't be able to do too much anyways. What is it? Yeah, you still can't target it. It's tough, I say, at the end of the day, because it means no effects until, like, main phase 2. But who knows? Anyways, and then you still technically have Apex Avian to still negate one thing by bouncing itself back. I just really don't think there's very much comebacks, because again, you'd have to wait until main phase 2. You'd exhaust your play by just summoning the monster, swinging over that card. Unless you also made, you know, I'm thinking that you could probably make another card where it makes it so your opponent forces you to target that attack. I'm sure we can make this deck actually better. Let me know in the comment section below what else you'd make, because I think a lot of the Link cards ended up being just stepping stones, but I think instead we can utilize that and make something else, so our opponent is basically forced to target like a specific card, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that this already does that, but and it's also immune to being destroyed. Because remember, yeah, okay, so never mind. Yeah, I was thinking about, I think there's some Galaxy Eyes card that, like, lets you stop that. But Mech Knight Avermax has the effect where it says, while this card is linked on the field, your opponent can't target this card with card effects. Also, the monsters can't target monsters for attack except for this one. So, yeah, you pretty much have it. Never mind. You know, scrap that idea. This deck is, like, impenetrable. Like, it's, like, unbeatable at that point, because they'd obviously want to attack this card, but they can't because they have to attack this card. And there's really nothing they can do about it. Yeah, it's just GG. Just give your opponent the handshake. There's no coming back, man. Anyways, they got the Masquerena, and oh, we were looking at this over here. So, oh, dude, look how dirty this is. Exchange, let me reveal. After I guess you could summon one card, activate the effect, and if it doesn't get Veiler, you just go ahead and reveal their hand, and then go ahead and take one of their hand traps, man. And then we got Perform Pop up, and then Drag down, because again, I'm thinking you wanted just to play more cards, so I'm gonna guarantee we got no hand traps there, and then you go ahead and go off from there, because again, you have 15 cards at that point. Good stuff. Then we had Foolish, Crossout, and Ravine. Wow, good stuff indeed. Wow, perfect time with that ending of the music. But anyways, yo, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed this crazy one card Infinite Negate play. Again, shout out to my boy Lipper Rock for giving us this deck as well as the gameplay. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay and deck profile. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss out on more Bakugan content. And if you guys want to send me other crazy replays, it's going to be hard to beat this one, but I'd like to see some spicy, newer gameplay. There's still the new Deep Sea archetype, and I got to cover that too. But yo, Path of Exile just came out, so I'm going to be playing that for a while, and I'll definitely cover that very soon. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.